It has been approximately 3 nanoseconds. Shut up. You're all cringe. How do I do the Twitters? This is some KK Sniper ass music. I fuck with it. I need this. How dare I have a waiting? You know, like some VTubers out there have like 10-minute long waiting screens, right? You're aware of that. There are I've seen them. I've watched them. You go into their stream and it's like, yo, sorry, thank you for the 7 months. It's like you're waiting for like a solid 10 minutes and then until they appear. I take like 30 seconds. Okay, yeah, true. They are cute girls. I could be a cute girl. I've done it before. I'd be cute maxing VTuber pilled. Where are we? Oh, oh, I forgot to put the chat in. That's not really. Raylis, don't come into my chat just to dunk on me. You can't bully me when I'm not on screen. That's like the rule. You have to wait until I'm on screen and then you can start throwing shade. Hey, Raylis. Rare mod W. True. I was rizzing Phoenix. You know, I really enjoyed rizzing everybody that wasn't Rexon in Rexon's dating show. It was kind of incredible. Yo, Dr. D, thank you for the 10 months. And Sarah, thank you for the 7th. If you don't know, I was on a dating show yesterday with your boy Rexon as the daddy, the whatever, and I literally just insulted him the entire time. It was kind of good. It was hosted by Tippy. It was pretty funny. It was I went into it 100% committed to like, I was just going to be an asshole about it. I either wanted to get out first or last, right? I either wanted to like go in and be unnecessarily mean and get immediately booted, or I wanted to, for Rexon, because I know what Rexon's like, I know what he'd do. He would pick 2 content choices. He'd either immediately kick me off, or he'd make me stay until the very end while I was very obviously not, you know, trying to date him. Both would be funny. But yeah, I got kicked off immediately. I wasn't expecting to have to compete for bottom place. Everybody else also just dunked on that man. I would feel bad if he didn't deserve it and if it wasn't kind of funny. Let me switch. I want some lo-fi. I don't want dancing Link. Yeah, it was good though. It was good film. And then I got to eat. And then so Lopi won, obviously. And then Dono walled Rexon with 5 Gitty subs, which is hilarious. And then when she finished, she was like, "I'm getting drunk and watching Trigun. Do you want to join?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then we drank like soju, and I got absolutely fucking hammered. Yeah. So where am I? What am I doing? News. Imagine losing to... But I didn't really lose, because she rizzed up Rexon. Is that a win? I feel like that's an L. Right? That's like the opposite of a win. Where am I? Lopi always wins the dating... Here's the thing. Lopi just debates people into thinking she's nice. Bro, in the first like 5 minutes of that show, Lopi absolutely fucking annihilated Rexon. Like, you know when I was saying we were competing for the bottom, right? Well, Rexon was there, but we weren't. So in multiple ways we were competing for the bottom. And like, I was just roasting him, and I was doing like normal haha VTuber roasts, right? Like, haha, no bitches, whatever. And then Lopi came out with the actual like psychological analysis. She hit Rexon with like, do you think the reason you don't have a girlfriend is because you overanalyze all your female friends' negative traits and that stops you from forming meaningful relationships? And I was there like, okay, you don't need to go Sigmund Freud on his ass, pull out the fucking therapist couch, Jesus goddamn Christ. She absolutely cooked that, man. And then she won, so I think Rexon's kind of a masochist. I think he might have been into it. Because that was wild. That was a crazy statement to make about a person. So yeah, I tweeted out this. Well, this was my tweet while drunk. You can sit in awe of my incredible spelling ability. There's some good news. There's some pretty good news, but there's also some pretty cringe news this week, which is unfortunate. We have the fucking Battle Royale Vtuber agency to talk about, which is kind of funny. Yeah, no, I didn't spell check it at all. I just was like, type. And then Lopi literally sat there for like 3 fucking minutes typing this whole sentence out to make sure it didn't have any typos, because she's a bitch. Anyway. News. Cringe from VTubers impossible. I know, we're so base, we're so... you know, the entire time we were watching Trigun, we started doing the ironic, like, cringe maxing Trigun pilled, and it never stopped. Every single sentence it was like, hey, you're so anime maxing, you're so VTuber pilled, and I don't actually like that now it is in my vernacular. I'm probably going to say it by mistake at some point, and you can feel free to shout at me for it, because it's kind of cringe. What do we want to start with? Do we want to start with the Battle Royale agency, which is really funny? We're gonna have fun with that. The Nijisanji concert, or I guess I put Dreamhack because it was cool, but I can't obviously show you it because Hololive will have my ass. Trigun Stampede. I haven't seen the original Trigun, but Lopi's a big Trigun fan. I'd never watched it, and she'd been shouting at me to watch it a lot, and I was like, if we're gonna get drunk, might as well. We could do the Battle Royale. I think the Battle Royale was kind of hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let me timestamp as well for VOD frogs. What time is it? What 9:52. So like 10 minutes. Let's see. So, new agency dropped. New Babe, wake up. New black company dropped. And dear God, I don't think I've ever seen an agency come out the gate and immediately just trip, stumble, and fall into the worst decisions you could make. So, this got announced. Nexus First Wave Debut Fest. Mark your calendars. So first potential red flag, it's only on an app. It's on an iOS app. It's not on Twitch. It's not on YouTube. It's only on an app that is like a third-party app. It's not like a big third-party app either. It's like it's in closed alpha testing. So it's not an established streaming platform. So they're putting a new agency with a bunch of new people on a new app that is only on iOS and is in like closed alpha. You have to fucking sign up. It's like a Google form to sign up. What? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? How many people are gonna go through and sign up for a completely unvetted third-party streaming app, and then also watch a bunch of VTubers they've never heard of before, bruh? So just off the, like, from day one, from the start, bad business decisions all around. Like, if you're gonna do it, if you want to establish this, you can establish this. If you want a new agency, have a new agency. Don't do both at once. And then, so obviously, I mean, I'm not gonna put my info into there. I'll wait. Maybe, I mean, there's a chance, obviously, that the VTubers are charismatic enough to carry it, which would be impressive, but I think it indicates a very fundamental misunderstanding of how people consume content. You see this a lot. We've seen actually quite a lot in the VTubing community. We've had a few, like, VTuber streaming platforms come out. There was, like, Hololive? What was it called? And then there was the thing that was affiliated with the Global VTuber Wars, like Logcast or something. That also, was that Oshi? There was like two. One, VStream was also another one. I think all of them are now defunct. I'm pretty sure. We had one shut down like a month ago. I remember putting it in the short. I can't remember exactly what one it was. It was, anyway. Basically, streaming is not a very easy thing to get into. It's very, very expensive. You pretty much need to be a tech giant. And even if you manage to succeed, I think it indicates a very fundamental misunderstanding of how people consume streaming content, which is that very rarely, I think, do people go out of their way to be like, yes, I'm going to watch this person on this platform now. I'm going to go search up for this exact stream. Most of the time, people are just like browsing on YouTube, and then like a stream pops up, and they're like, oh, fuck it, why not? I'll go watch Hololive. Or they're on Twitter, and the Twitter notification pops up, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll go watch this stream. Very rarely are people like, oh, I wonder if this specific streamer is streaming right now. Let me look it up. So by having a separate streaming platform, you're just cutting all of your VTubers, all your talents off from that algorithm. You're cutting them out of the YouTube like suggested videos tab, which means the only time people are going to go there is to watch your content, which if you don't have any viewers in the first place is not going to be very effective. So yeah, I don't know. You see it a lot with weirdly relevant. I don't know if you guys know Watcher. They used to be like BuzzFeed Unsolved, and then they moved to Watcher as their own independent YouTube channel, and then they tried to make their own streaming platform, and it for the exact same reasons, it was a very poor move, because more people aren't going to go out of their way to go to your streaming platform to specifically look you up. They just wait for your videos to pop up in their feed. So just moving all your content away is just going to cut yourself off. So it's just a bad business decision. But that's not the funny bit. That's just bad decision making overall. It gets worse. So from here, there's nothing necessarily wrong apart from that's a lot of VTubers. And I think when I first tweeted about it, yo, Matilda, thank you for the
on Saturday.
Super chat.
I'm a local from there, so it was convenient. I saw so many Vtuber fans there.
I mean, I heard that there was like a lot of mainstream people there, because it's not a VTuber convention, but a lot of like mainstream fans attended, which is pretty cool to see. I saw Ducky talk about it. 27 people off rip is too much. You do not have
if you want to
the
succeed
infrastructure.
As a tuber company, just be nice to our creators and have a decent start with the community. It's really not that hard.
Like, we're gonna get into this in a minute.
25 plus models, pay for 5 and have a banger start and a healthy relationship with the stream.
Thank you for the tips, Eris. It's 27. You don't have the infrastructure yet to support 27 people. You don't have any experience. It's very, very full of yourself to assume that you can go from no experience to just jumping straight into managing 27 fucking people. Like, you don't have the experience, you probably don't have the people, you don't have the communication, avenues. I just realized this guy looks like Lelouch with the eye. So to think you can go off rip to supporting 27 is wild. It's just a bad time. And then you actually look at like the website where they detail what the fuck they're doing, and you go through all of their requirements, and you're like, oh, it's run by an idiot. And it also kind of proves that so people who join agencies, it doesn't matter how. This is what people are like, man, nobody will join Wactor, nobody will ever join Niji. And it's like, no, people are very, very desperate to be VTubers. They can and will join dog shit agencies if they think it will get them popular. Also, I'd like to ask, is the Nexus website kind of fucked for you guys as well? Because for me, it's like I'm not getting any of the graphics, and it's kind of a problem. Like, I can go here and it works fine, but then if I go back here, it's like all fucked up. If when you guys check that, it makes sure it's not a me problem. Also, this was funny as well. The Deadass just ripped the fucking name from VTA, the any color thing. Like, the any color, that very successful thing that any color had that definitely didn't fucking explode a few months back, the Virtual Talent Academy. They just yoinked that whole fucking thing. They yoinked the acronym and the name, and they're like, there's even a thing down here where it's like, we want to be a teaching thing, but then they also call themselves an agency. So this is their whole strategy. And honestly, it's kind of hilarious. I mean, I should watch his debut by someone on Twitch restreaming it. That stream had 260 viewers, so my viewers have been directly watching. That's just the thing though. People aren't going to go out of their way to watch on a different platform. They're just going to find, they want to watch on, it's like when fucking Video games get exclusivity deals on like the Epic Launcher. I'm not gonna fucking play your game because I don't want to use the Epic Launcher. I'll just wait for it to come out on Steam, or I won't fucking play it. There's other games I can play. Stop trying to... Stop moving shit to platforms that people don't want to use. God fucking damn it. So, I'd like to point out that this... Honestly, wait, Manor Lords is out? Sorry, I just got a Steam notification that someone's playing Manor Lords. Is Manor Lords out in like closed beta or something? Sorry, I really want to play it, but I didn't know it was out. This entire thing is just wrong. Also, they still haven't fixed Golgura, which I think is really funny. This Golgura, my beloved. Fuck, I need to play Manor Lords. I've really been wanting to play it. Okay, that's good to know. So, he comes out with this... So he talks about himself, and there's a whole section I remember reading of him talking about himself, and he's kind of like a tech bro. There was a whole arc on Twitter where people were rightfully dunking on this agency, and he was replying to all of them being really condescending and an asshole. And that's not how you enter a space. That was also a bad thing that rubbed people the wrong way, because the one thing you don't know when you don't do when you enter a space is you don't act like you know better than the people that are in that space. Like, people in the VTuber community know what works well and doesn't in terms of agencies. They've seen the bad, they've seen the good. Like, going into a space for the first time, making like several blunders, several mistakes, completely wrong business model, and then standing your ground and like telling, no, you guys are wrong. You guys don't know. He had a tweet. I wonder if I can find it or if he's deleted it. But he had a tweet where he was like, it means that we're doing things that simple people can't understand. Hang on. I don't know if he deleted it. I know there was a whole thing where the agency went around basically apologizing for all their... Like, they went around apologizing for all their old tweets. Basically being like, hey, sorry, these are valid concerns. They definitely, like, backpedaled. But there was one specific tweet. I'm trying to see if I can find the CEO's Twitter. Wait, he tweeted about Whack. When was this? January 16th? What is this tweet? Sorry, I'm finding tweets now. It's got no likes, but Whacked are completely rebranded to be a domestic live agency in Japan. It's challenging to be successful as VTuber agency always. Is this man taking what? Guys, I think I cracked it. Guys, I think I solved the code. I think I know where he got his ideas from. Oh no. My guy. He's whacked her pillared. Hey Debbie. Oh no. Yeah, this tweet. This is such a wild thing to fucking tweet, bro. Let's go. Getting criticism is a good sign that we're doing a new thing basic people can't understand. Our true battle starts here.
Penumbra, fuck you.
Yo, Nico, thank you for the membership. So, Waxer, my beloved. So he's very much... I'll go poke all the people who want to criticize Nexus just because you see the number of talents in your platform. You'll never know what we're working on, and I won't forgive people who just want to be a blocker of industry growth. We're not. We're trying to warn you, bro. We're trying to give you advice. This shit is not gonna pop. I'm just. So yeah, he basically went around kind of donking on people and trying to like roast them, and then the actual Nexus like account went through and apologized to a bunch of them. And it was kind of funny, and apparently he was a fan of Actor or something, so that's it's just okay. Even if he ends up being right, even if miraculously this works out, like joining a community, joining into like any sort of creator space, making decisions that the bulk of the people in that space are like, okay, that's probably not what you want to do, and going like, you guys just don't understand the medium like I do. Like, bro, who are you? Like, you can't just act like you know better than everybody else that exists in a community for no fucking reason. Because he's literally came in here acting like he's doing some big brain new shit. First of all, you've ripped off the idea of the talent. You ripped off their fucking acronym from Any Color of the whole talent academy with a bunch of VTubers. It's not new. Fucking Any Color has done that, and it didn't go well for a while. There's been a lot of drama because getting that many people in streaming at the same time doesn't work too well. But they've had some successes, so it's not a new thing, even in and of itself. But then the only thing you've made new is your modus operandi on your website, which let's get into this. So first of all, I'd like to point out that this is entirely wrong, and we're going to go through this. I love it when people put shit into graphs and they think that just validate. Sorry, let me see if I can turn Dark Reader on, because fuck knows I don't like. This is a completely. Oh god, Dark Reader has now broken my. Nope, we're good. Dark Reader broke my Google Chrome tabs, but we're fine. Just a complete side tangent. Can people stop making websites that are primarily white? It's really fucking annoying. Nobody likes. Well, unless you're Kai, but most people don't like predominantly like white websites. Can we start having like dark mode be the default for websites, please? I am so tired of having to enable dark mode on every fucking website. Can we just have it be the default, please? So I do love it when people put shit in graphs and they think that makes the point valid. So I believe that content platforms such as YouTube and Instagram repeat the same cycle very roughly. When a platform is created, it follows the following growth cycle. A superstar is born to represent the platform. Many firms see these stars and enter the market looking for business opportunities. Mass production of individual talents who do not belong to a firm, and small to medium sized firms that cannot scale. Platforms will become saturated and people move to the next platform. This is just wrong. It's just factually incorrect. YouTube has been around for like 17 years. Are people using Dailymotion? No, people are still just using YouTube. Like YouTube, Twitch, platform formed, new platform. What? Nobody's using these platforms. Very, very few. No, I want to say nobody. I don't want to shit over people trying to make streaming platforms, but the vast minority of people are using those. People are still just using YouTube and Twitch. People are still just using Instagram. People are still just using. Like, the only thing you can maybe claim is that, like, TikTok emerged from the shift to short form, but then YouTube just came out with shorts, and people still use YouTube. I can't think, really, of like, maybe MySpace works as an example, but for the most part, the predominant platform stays typically the same. Like, YouTube is still the video website. Twitch is still kind of the streaming one, although YouTube is now competing with it. TikTok and YouTube are competing on the shorts format, but it's not like it's not a cycle. You can't have a cycle if we haven't went through one fucking cycle yet. Kizna Ai, Golgura, Pekora, Kuzuha. Big stars who could earn big money in popularity shop. I love how every fucking VTuber agency is just like, I want to be Gura. Can we be Gura? Guys, can you be Gura? Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing that the monopoly is real, but you can't just say that there's a cycle when there's no fucking cycle. Big agencies born. Okay, you've immediately contradicted yourself. Because you said this is a cycle that's going in formation of arrows, but you're saying that Gura came before Hololive? Kuzuha and Pekora. Kuzuha came before Niji. Pekora came before Hololive. This is not how cycles work. This is not how the progress of time works. Hololive was huge before Gura even touched the Gura was an indie before she was Gura. Kizuna Ai is the big star. But I don't. And then you're saying independent VTubers are like the long tail, and to be fair, this isn't. Indies did kind of blow up after Hololive blew up in the West. When Hololive moved to EN and then Gura came, and then, or not Gura, Myth came in, and we had indies pop up a lot. Middle low tier agencies is a wild claim to make. But I don't know, man. Know how and toes are shared, competition gets intense. I mean, there are some elements of truth here, but it's not sequential at all. It's not a cycle like he claims it is. It's just, I don't know. Because, okay, he's not, like, there's an element of truth here in that first we had big agencies like Hololive, vshojo, then they came into the Western sphere and made, you know, Myth. That spawned a shit ton of indies. Then the indie success spawned, like, indie groups almost, where it was basically like groups of indies, essentially, that they weren't big managements, but they were more just collections of good creators, like vshojo. That then spawned the idea of these like smaller Western indies, which is like how we got like Idol and FaZe and that shit. And then that is now spawning into massive amounts of VTubers and a lot of competition. You could, I could sit down and probably write this out, but this isn't it. And it's not a cycle either. And there's no indication that people are going to move to a new platform. This last step is just unproven. Every time anyone has tried to make like a VTuber specific platform, it just hasn't done well because it's a very, very hard thing to do. It requires a lot of capital. It requires a lot of profits. And it's just, people are going to stick with what they want. So this entire last step just isn't relevant, which means the platform formation, YouTube and Twitch, isn't relevant. Especially because YouTube and Twitch haven't really done much to acquire VTubers. There's not really been any specific, like, there's not really been a huge content creators that have signed with YouTube like Ludwig did. So these two steps at the end are bad, and these three don't go in order. So, I don't know. This entire... 100 people to be used VTubers on YouTube each month. Winning has become increasingly difficult. Phrasing it as winning is very strange. It's led to the rapid growth of V content. Is that a term? Yeah, bro, anyone who makes content, Teledo's so right. If you've ever made content, anytime you get people, anytime you have to make the audience click on anything, you're gonna lose, I want to say, like, at least half. Anytime you are relying on an audience member to click on a link, you're gonna lose half of them. People are lazy. People aren't gonna click on shit. So if you're like, hey, if you're a YouTube creator and you're like, hey guys, follow me on Twitch, 90% of people probably aren't gonna do it. If you're like, hey, follow me on Twitter, you have to kind of build your platform on each platform unless you're massive, right? You're always going to have a transition loss, and that's if the place you're jumping to is established. Jumping from YouTube to Twitch, you'd lose a lot of viewers. Jumping from YouTube to an independent, not vetted streaming platform, unless you're like co-streaming, it's just, I don't know if it's going to work. If you're co-streaming it, if you're doing both at the same time, and then people can choose, and then if the second platform is better than the first one, people might migrate over, but there's no indication that that works. Even not for VTuber related content. Like, what, the only like big streaming platform that I can really think of that has been any sort of successful was like Kick, and even that was just because of fucking gambling bros. That was formed because of a niche that it could capitalize on, which is that, you know, you can't do gambling on Twitch, and so people needed a platform for that, and so they went. But even then, it's kind of a shit site, I'm not gonna lie. I tried to use it before. It's kind of, I don't like it, but that's like the only time I can think of a platform really having any sort of semblance of competition, and that required so much capital and a very, very prominent gap in the market. I've seen some VTubers stream on Kick, which is why I say it's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that's even moderately competitive. Everything else is at some sort of other platform niche, like streaming on TikTok, which, so no, this whole thing of like new platforms, it's just, I don't know, it's unproven. There's no data. Where's your sources? So, people wanting to pursue VTubing often start their careers on these platforms, gaining experience for trying to join larger agencies. This has given rise to a new career path for aspiring VTubers. True. The whole indie to agency jump is pretty big nowadays. The VTuber market is also at a turning point. Clear winners on platforms like YouTube and Twitch have emerged, where top talents draw the majority of viewership, leaving new entrants struggling to monetize even after 1 to 2 years of streaming. That's true everywhere, man. That's true in every fucking content niche. Brands like Hololive and vshojo have quickly dominated the VTuber space of these existing platforms. Behind their success, one wonders how many companies have had to withdraw. As the demand to become a VTuber rises, but the agency slots remain limited, where should these aspiring VTubers go? Indies. No new platforms are emerging to carry. They're really not really. If there's anything we've learned over the last, I don't know, months, years, is that trying to use agencies as a fast track to success is probably not going to work because they tend to crash and burn. And if you're not, I don't know, if you're not successful as an indie, you still need to be entertaining to be an agency VTuber. It's not just a free win, especially nowadays with 90% chance that you're going to join a fucking shit show. Nexus bets on this transition, aiming to secure a dominant position on these emerging platforms. So their whole thing is like, there's a bunch of VTubers that are trying to get successful. We want to, and we think for some reason that YouTube and Twitch are going to die out and there's going to be a new platform that emerges, even though there's no precedent for that. And so we want to be kind of the first in the door and dominate the market. But that's not how that works either. If you get in there and dominate the market, and even if the platform does take off, if Iron Mouse decides that she wants to switch there, she will once again have all the viewers. Like, the viewers aren't just going to be like, ah, well, fuck it, you know. I don't want to watch her anymore. And now that I'm on a new platform, I'm going to watch someone different. Sustainability of existing feature agency models is becoming challenging. The market is becoming increasingly competitive, led to a rise in individuals wanting to become VTubers. While the number of agencies is growing, as you may already know, many have not succeeded, correct, leading to numerous graduations of companies folding. Simply put, agencies can no longer provide the level of support talents expect. No, agencies aren't providing the level of support talents expect, but if they did, they'd be successful. Just look at Idol. 90% of the time that an agency collapses, it's because the internal support structure was fucked. It wasn't an inevitable thing of management where it's just like, oh, well, agencies as a whole are fucked. It was just incompetence. It was people like this who saw a cash grab. They saw a market not as an actual passion project. They just saw a fucking bag to be grabbed. And so they went in with the most utilitarian, how do we get viewers mindset. And they fucked it. Because if you don't actually... The whole point of a VTuber agency is to prop up talent. You have talent, you have people that are good at streaming, you have entertaining creators, and the idea is that an agency can prop them up and make them shine, let them do things that they couldn't do on their own. Whereas what a lot of agencies nowadays are trying to do is get in the door as an agency and make their own content and use VTubers as as weird fucking employees or something. It's no longer about, hey, let's take some talented people and try and make them better. It's, hey, let's see if we can get some workers to prop us into the limelight so we can make a shit ton of money. And surprise, surprise, it fucking doesn't really work. Traditional model of investing all efforts into a few talents and making them to grow on platforms like YouTube or Twitch is becoming unsustainable for companies. Really not. I don't know where he's getting this idea that, like, the solution of agencies not being able to support a few creators and get them successful is to have more creators so that you can support them even less. And like, that's how, like, I don't get the logic here. Like, if your logic is agencies can't support creators because it's too competitive, thus having, you know, 5 people in a wave at once is unsustainable because you can't possibly provide the level of support for them. I don't get the then jump in logic to let's have more VTubers. We need more so we can support them even less. Our answers for the creators in Nexus are to dominate new platforms, to construct a new agency model. Again, it's not really a new agency model in terms of... We'll get into that in a minute. Winning on new platforms. This is just kind of what he was talking about before. Nexus and Hololive are both new and launching, and while some may feel uncertain this collaboration means a lot, we are interdependent. Nexus' success within Hololive's first talents contributes to Hololive's success, affecting the values Nexus can offer to talents. Although independence from each other is healthy for business growth in the long run, close cooperation during the launch phase is crucial. By auditioning in partnership with Hololive and maintaining close communication, we aim to create new value. There's a lot of business words with it, a lot of actual meaning. If you don't mind, what's the article name so I can look at? This is on the Nexus website. It is What is Virtual Talent Academia? It's in the news section. The website's cooked right now. I don't know what happened to their website, but it's like, it's not working. I might be able to just drop a fucking link in chat, and then if you want to just, you should be able to just go there and bookmark it if you want to. there's a lot of words here and very little actually being said. No problem. Transition to platforms I discussed above, it's crucial to have a place where emerging talents can succeed. I believe Hololive is that place for and VTubers. So, successful streamers broadcast almost daily, creating a comforting community from good morning to good night for the fans. This is why the additional requirements include streaming for 2 hours over 20 days, totaling over 40 hours. So you have to stream 2 hours a day for 20 days straight. Or not 20 days straight, but 2 hours a day for 20 days. I don't know if that's like in a month. I'm pretty sure it's in a month. So, this, in case you're probably getting a good idea of what's going on here. It's, let's get 27 people in. Let's make them stream 2 hours a day for 20 days to pump out as much content as possible on a new platform so that maybe 1 or 2 of them does really well, and then we can run them and use them to boost out our new platform. And then because we're now the leading share owners of or the leading dominators of a new platform, we can then leverage that to get more successful talents. And there's just an inherent disconnect there, which is just that it's not really how VTubers work. It's not really how content creators work. 1, new platforms very rarely succeed. 2, if they do succeed because of a single creator, that doesn't mean you can then leverage that onto every other creators. Look at, I mean, this is rough to say, but even look at like Niji. You get like Luxian, which did really well for boosting, you know, Niji's popularity in the Western space. But now, if you look at the numbers in EN, there's a huge disparity between like the massive big creators and the new talents that emerge. Just because they're in an agency that is, you know, dominating doesn't inherently give them a success ticket. And in fact, having too many talents as part of an agency tends to dilute, because you end up with a fan base that is in your agency, and the more people you have in there, the more spread out they are at any given time, and so individual success is harder to come by. Yeah, Mixer. Yeah, what happened to Mixer? I remember Ninja signing for like a ludicrous amount of money and then it died. So I can see the plan, I can see the vision. I just think there's an inherent fundamental flaw in it. It's too expensive to maintain. Isn't Twitch like not profitable? Isn't that like a wild thing? But that like Twitch, I'm pretty sure I remember reading Twitch actually alone, hey Rosa, isn't profitable as a business. Like it costs more money to stream the content that they stream than it pays back. Like they're kind of only living off of Amazon. So if Twitch, which inarguably has the largest proportion of streamers as a platform right now, isn't profitable, how the fuck are you going to make a new alpha VTuber specific platform profitable when you don't even have established VTubers on it yet? It's just, there's a fundamental break in logic here that I don't think they've accounted for. Ideal agency model in the new era, not just offer knowledge but offer community. Yeah, offer benefits that are not accessible for independent creators. That's true. That's like the one thing that you need to do as an agency. There needs to be a reason for them being in an agency. You need to offer something of value. Offer different packages of support based on creators' needs. Why you gotta phrase it like they're signing up for house insurance, dog? Come on, man. I feel like you shouldn't be. It may be a translation thing. Some of these things strike me as maybe being translated, or maybe English second language. It might just be saying offer different types of support based on the needs rather than package. Package makes it sound like they're signing up for different like tiers of service. Brand. Belong to the agency, add positive brand value to creators even after graduation. Okay. Do they mean graduation like VTA graduation, where, you know, they graduate to move on to full-time streamers?
Twitch and YouTube both lose money.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Slider. Streaming just isn't profitable. It is a ludicrously large expense to stream this much video and content to people. Like, every single time someone there's a calculator you can look at online. Every single time someone like watches the video or streams the content out, that is like a massive chunk of cost, and you do not make the money back. I don't, like, okay, because do they mean after graduation, like graduating from your agency, or do you mean graduation, like, from the talent academy into a full-time streamer? Because there's a graph later that we'll get into. Talents have to access knowledge, shows opportunities depending on what they want to do, can gain your friends and rivals the same goals, career life, even after graduating, the trust and communities are just about them. Yeah, there's definitely some English second language shit going on here. Successful agencies, not just in the VTuber industry, but across various fields, embody these principles. Conversely, needs that can be met individually, like finding a manager or seeking streaming support, diminish the necessity of an agency if that's all they offer. No, because the big part of an agency isn't just finding a manager is hard. Finding a manager that can do the job is hard. The whole point of joining an agency is that agencies are hubs of expertise in like streaming, right? So you have people in there that know things about streaming that wouldn't necessarily come to someone who's only good at like making content. So by joining an agency, you're able to tap into that sort of knowledge of like, hey, so you want art commissioned, you can go here. We have like these in-house artists that can get shit done for you quick. You need sound mixing, you can go here. You need logo design, you can go here. We have people that can hook this up for you, get it set, get it paid for, and you don't have to go out of your way to talk to people or like set shit up, because we have people here that specialize in that. So there's shit that agencies offer that an indie can do, but that are just easier to go through if you have someone knowledgeable in it. It gives someone who's maybe really good at creating content, but maybe not super experienced with the networking aspect of it, an ability to tap into that networking without necessarily having to learn it all themselves, so that they can then focus on making content, which is what they're meant to be doing. We envision an agency akin to a prestigious university like Harvard. I studied law at Yale. Oh man, I studied law at Harvard. Where did you attend? I went to VTuber school. I'm basically the same. I'll put that on my resume. Being part of such a community not only means meeting great peers and rivals, but also gaining access to exclusive courses, internships, and study abroad opportunities. This model allows for customized lessons and support, enhancing individual and collective credibility through the brand. Agency model we at For Creators strive to realize. That's kind of what I was saying earlier about the connections and networking. And training is actually a pretty big part of like agency shit. It's kind of something that maybe goes unsung and unheard, but the best agencies do provide opportunities, probably not through agencies, but through like connections again to teachers. But they like give like singing lessons and maybe art lessons or language lessons or whatever, in order for them to reach the most amount of people and perform the best in their role, in their content. I don't know. This entire page isn't all trash. There's some good shit in here, but there's just an overlying, I don't know if I want to call it arrogance, or it feels. Do you guys remember when MatPat talked about VTubers? And like, I love MatPat. MatPat's cool, but there was very much a feel of someone outside the community talking about something that they very much didn't really know about. That's what this feels like. It feels kind of like someone who is very much outside the community, who's seen it, and is trying to talk down to the community about the things they need to do and how the new meta and how to change it, when in reality they very clearly haven't. They don't get the community, they don't understand, and they're trying to act like they're this messiah, but in reality they're making a lot of blunders. Oh, here we go. This bit was funny. Essence of Nexus as an academy. Nexus basically operates on a revenue share model similar to many talent agencies, with a special focus on emerging talents. This tells us nothing. Revenue share model similar to many talent agencies. Different talent agencies use different models. Are you Niji maxing? Are you idol maxing? What are you doing? Nexus aims to be a launchpad for many talents to achieve their dreams. Sure. The term academia, my hero, is used to align Nexus with an ideal agency model, setting different expectations for talents compared to other agencies. We provide a comprehensive curriculum-free avatar creation, usable assets to help emerging talents overcome numerous hurdles. Importantly, we are committed to fostering community, that emphasizes mutual support and collective improvement. This approach ensures that every talent can learn, grow, and contribute within a nurturing environment. This actually I agree with. As a statement, as a standalone statement, I think this is what an agency should be. It's like a place where they provide resources for you to learn and grow and do things out, like help you make the content you want to make. Nexus aims to create unique opportunities such as special guest lectures with top talents and professionals. Somebody said earlier that Lopi, I know Lopi did a I don't know if it was for this, was it for this one? Tell me it wasn't for this one. It'd be really funny if it was actually. Oh, she did!
Penumbra, fuck you.
This legit sounds like an MLM website for
Lopi,
tubers.
no! Wait, I remember this. Wait, these are the same people. I remember this. It didn't click in my head. It didn't click in my head that this was the same fucking group. That's Lopi, no. I could tell you about the pitch. The gaming was very different when I was approached. Lopi's part of the meat grinder. Lopi was the bait they dangled on the hook. I can't believe you would debate innocent VTubers like that Punka Lopi. This is so fucked up. This is incredible, actually.
Never ever let her live that down.
I'm not gonna. Thank you for the follow. This is incredible. Wait, Lopi, I DM'd you about this while we were watching Trigon last night, and at no point were you like, yeah, this was the people I did that lecture for. Were you just sitting there cringing? I was like, hey, you didn't break. I was wondering why you're conspicuously absent from chat. You were watching Trigon. Yeah, but I DM'd you about it. Hang on. Yeah, I don't want to scroll through all. Never mind. But I don't want to scroll through all our drunk things. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. This is incredible. I think this is very funny. I'm gonna I'll send it to Rexon so that we both now have blackmail over our arch nemesis. My day has gotten significantly better now. This is incredible. But I remember you, Lopi, you told me about that lecture and it didn't seem bad, to be fair, from what you said. It was funny though. You actually pitched the business model with them? I knew it. This does, you know, when I saw them comparing it to Harvard, I was like, that is some nerd shit Lopi would say. Now we know who the mastermind is. This is Lopi actually just taking out the competition so nobody else can be successful. She's like, if we recruit the maximum number of talents and then crush their dreams, there's nobody left to compete with me, and then I can conquer the shorts algorithm by myself if I ever fucking upload again. This does scream Lopi makes an awful joke and tech bros take it at face value. Lopi sarcastically in the lecture was like, yeah, you know, if you just recruit all the VTubers, you know, you're guaranteed to succeed. Cue canned laughter, but there's one tech bro in the back like, yo. Good academy structure, talents are doing really well. Exclusive app is done, but they're given resources to succeed. The exclusive app is gonna kill it though. And I don't know, man. This entire fucking article reads like really weird. It reads like somebody who has a basic understanding of the thing, but if you believe 100% Nexus will take over, See, I could believe that the academy structure is doing well in terms of teaching people though, because it does seem like they're trying to give people like. I'm so serious, no sarcasm. But see, okay, I knew you were being sarcastic, but I could see the academia part being successful, because I think that's a big part that a lot of agencies nowadays don't get, is that like you should be providing resources for them to go do more than what they're currently doing, for them to get better, for them to learn. So if you told me that like, hey, the actual learning part is successful, especially if they're reaching out to established creators, I don't know if Lopi counts as an established creator, but Fillion does. I could see that succeeding. It's just everything else around it is dumb. Oh yeah, Lopi is the owner of the pyramid scheme. Everybody's just funneling up to her and then she's gonna go buy a yacht. Lopi definitely owns stock in the company. You should be careful with sarcasm. You remember there are VTuber fans in the chat, Lopi. They're very autistic. They don't know what sarcasm is. You will get cancelled on Twitter, and I will laugh.
I'm just saying Lopi is so good she doesn't stream or make vids. Hell, she's almost
She is a
VTuber
VTweeter
at this point, but she's still a household name for VTubers.
I don't know if I'd call Lopi good. VTweeter though, yeah. Thank you for the super chats later. She's so true. She's a VTweeter. Yeah, you do need to be careful with VTuber fans. They are all very autistic. If you try and do sarcasm jokes, they will not get them, and then you will get shit on Twitter. You passed an autism test. Yo, what grade you get? I always got high scores. Assuming every word she says is a lie is actually not a bad strat for dealing with her. Nexus aims to create unique opportunities. This is emphasizing the academia concept allows gathering over 100 talents to form a large community. You can't support 100 talents. You can't. You don't have the resources. You don't have, unless you're funded by Elon Musk, you don't have the structure in place to support 100 people. Do you have any idea how many, you need like 100 managers, and you need like 50 other fucking staff to help, and even then you'd probably be understaffed. Niji doesn't even have 100 talents in the Ian branch, and look how they're fucking doing. What do you mean 100 talents? Even, bro, like, think about the fucking spread out nature. Like, you want 100 talents that are going to be streaming every single day. You're going to get like 3 people per stream, because you're going to have like 20 streams going at once. Already over 20 talents have joined the first wave, and the audition aims to recruit 20 more. Goal is to share best practices and knowledge among senpai and Nexus talent. Concept of academia within Nexus embodies our drive to respect the autonomy of our talents. Like traditional agencies that dictate a uniform branding strategy, we encourage talents to independently decide their direction and strategy. They're also free to choose their curriculum and other offerings, allowing for a personalized path that respects their individuality and fosters self-directed growth. What does this mean? Unlike traditional agencies that dictate a uniform branding strategy. I'm not entirely... Is anyone fluent in like business speak? Can you tell me what that's actually saying in like normal terms? We encourage talents to independently decide their direction and strategy. As opposed to... Like the only agency that springs to mind for this is like VRev, which is very, very much like heavy-handed with the you will stream this game and only this game. But for the most part, like... Well, no, but see, Hololive allows a bunch of different... Like, Ollie is like the least say-so member ever. But, I don't know, when I think traditional agency, I don't think unique branding strategy, like, sure, FaZe is like the Menhera agency, but they're not all batshit. You can do kind of whatever the fuck you want and be as batshit or insane as you desire. So like, where are you pulling the traditional agencies that dictate a uniform branding strategy? I don't... Also free to choose their curriculum and other offerings, allowing for a personalized path that respects. I mean, that's just the given. You can't force them into lessons they don't want to take. And they say the reason behind me referring to the anime all the time. Do you find our audition movie is a complete parody of that? I feel like this is copyrighted, by the way. I don't think you can just use this. If you're trying to start like a business, if you're trying to start like a new platform and a new business, I feel like you maybe shouldn't be using copyrighted imagery as like a major part of your branding. I feel like it could be a problem. Not that I think my hero's ever gonna like know what the fuck this is, but you know, just... So, this is the bit that a lot of people were fucking annoyed at, and this, understandably. Please understand that while we provide an environment for talents to autonomously utilize with sufficient support systems in place, individualized support for each person will be less. Which is what I just said. If you're having 100 talents, you can't possibly have the support systems in place. Consider the analogy of universities or high schools. Services aren't equal for all. They fucking should be, though. This is some American education ass take. Services should be equal. In an ideal world, every student would have access to as many resources as they need. That's how a good school would work. More diligent students often receive more attention and support from teachers.
Penumbra
That's the opposite.
This whole thing hinges on a false high pretext of platform turnover. I think they made a Twitch competitor weird, looked like Twitch was gonna boot all the Vtubers and now they need to make it work.
Maybe I could see. Thank you for the super chat slider. Again, yeah, they're very much hinging on this whole new platform, guys, which just won't work. Everything else in this article could be 100% true. It could all be 100% facts. It's not, but it could be. And I still think it would fail just because it hinges on that whole new platform thing, which just isn't going to work. More diligent students often receive more attention and support from teachers, while those who neglect their studies and attendance may not graduate. Like, I can maybe see what they're going for in terms of, like, if you want to go out of your way to be more diligent and take more courses, you can. That's kind of true for uni, which is that, like, you can go out and take more courses and do more studies and, like, whatnot. But the students that don't do that still get a baseline level of support, right? That's how unis work. Like, you still have to be self-motivated, sure, but the support is always there, even if you're not doing it, especially if you're not doing too well, because you need the support. You know what I mean? Like, sure, yeah, if you're a really diligent student and you're doing really well and you go out of your way to try and get as many classes as possible in your fucking valedictorian or whatever it is, then yeah, you're going to get more opportunities, it's fine. But students that are struggling also have access to more resources because they're the people that need it to graduate. We actively support those who demonstrate a high level of engagement and ambition. If you want to call it favoritism, it might be true in a sense, but please understand we do it more systemically. Systemic favoritism is way better than just offhanded favoritism. You're so right, King. Specifically, we're establishing a system that rewards talents who achieve good results in various Nexus events and competitions, aim to create a community where competitive environment transparently benefits those who excel. This is the problem. This up here, we actively support those who demonstrate a high level of engagement and ambition. I actually don't have a problem with, because if you're rewarding an attitude, if you're rewarding people that are determined to succeed, I can get that. Although I think by joining an agency, they've already kind of demonstrated that they want to succeed. Like, but if this up here, high level of engagement, if they're actively reaching out to try and succeed, I respect that. This though, the whole, because this, it implies it is purely results based. It is not based on ambition, it's not based on desire, it's based purely on numbers and how well you're doing, which is the opposite. Because if somebody's not doing well, they're the people that need the support the most, and that's what you as an agency should be providing. You should be providing a place where people who are maybe struggling with content can get help. Not a place where people that are already succeeding get favoritism, and then people... Because what about the people that don't succeed then? They don't succeed, so they don't get help. They don't get access to resources, so they're not going to succeed because they now no longer have access to resources. So what, do they just sit at the bottom of the pile and get shit on? They just... This isn't contractual, this is just their news page. Then what's the point? So you're going to recruit 100 people. The top ones are going to get all the resources to keep succeeding. And the bottom ones are what, just left to fucking rot? What's the goal here? Like, what's the plan? Let's say you get 100 talents and you get 5 knockout banger agents. Like, you get a Hololive. What's then the strat? Because the way this is worded, it makes it sound like the strat would then be to just prop up those 5 continuously, while the other 95 fucking people that you recruited are just left with fuck all. This is why agencies have less members. This is why 5 or 6 or 4 people is a good start, because you can individually help each of them until they're all in their own content niche. And ideally, the recruitment process would be so stringent that you would only recruit people that you can see succeeding. So you'd get 5 people that you know have a niche or a value that can perform well. And then once you get them, you can dedicate resources to helping those 5. Recruiting 100 and just waiting for the successful ones to already succeed, what fucking good are you then? Because they've already succeeded. They could obviously have done it without you. You've recruited 100 people, 5 of them did really well. Good, those were the 5 that would probably have succeeded as indies regardless. The 95 that could probably use the support of an agency, which is probably why they fucking joined, are just not going to get it. Business of talent management involves investing in talents initially and recouping that investment over the medium to long term. Joining Nexus means we're investing in you first and foremost, unless you don't succeed, in which case you're dog shit. Hence, we wish to work exclusively with those passionate about realising their dreams, that given the inherent exposure to rankings by subscriber numbers or concurrent viewers after debut anyway, those preferring a competitive, free, leisurely pace may not find alignment with a talent agency. Individuals desiring a stable salary or just to follow instructions may not match well with Nexus. And we appreciate the thorough consideration to avoid any mismatching expectations. No, so, okay. The 27 is what they have now. Academia concept allows gathering over 100 talents to form a large community. 20 have joined the first wave, and Audition aims to recruit 20 more. So they want at least 40, but they seem to be aiming for 100. The structure is set up so the top performers will graduate from Nexus and debut in the proper talent bench, so the other 95 remain as students. So think, yeah, that's how VTA works. Which isn't new. That's how the VTA from any color works. But I feel like, based on the wording here, I just don't see it working, because what'll happen is you'll get the 5 people that go, and then what'll happen is you'll get 5 people that succeed and they'll graduate and become, you know, normal members, and then you just have a normal fucking VTuber agency, except to get there you sacrifice 95 people that didn't make it. So rather than taking 5 specially picked people and trying to boost them and make them work and help them, you're just going for the fucking number strategy of get 100, wait for 5 to succeed, and then ride them all the way to the bank and fuck all the other 95. And yeah, I mean, the VTA fucking imploded. Like, VTA fucking, they scrapped the entire thing, and I think they're redoing it from the ground up now. They lost like the majority of their students. The majority of the students are gone. Because there's a whole drama a while back. At Nexus, we focus mainly on our initiatives, but I'd also like to share the broader corporate aspirations. In essence, we aim to forge new career paths for virtual talents. Top talent production in the future, total support for professionals, only talents to establish fan base are entitled to join. Curriculum to learn from basic to advanced, meet friends and rivals, complete, and train with each other. Is Team Night Eye really the not related, but like, is Team Night Eye really the goal? I don't want to spoil My Hero, but Night Eye dies, Lemillion gets his ass kicked and loses all of his powers. Midoriya is full depresso gaming right now, and the other two are fucking irrelevant. I know this isn't the point, but like, I don't know if Team Night Eye is the goal here. Night Eye, my man, got shafted. Yeah, spoiler. Look, if you haven't seen My Hero by now, you're never gonna fucking watch it. My Hero has been like one of the top anime for like 6 years. If you haven't watched it by now, you're not gonna fucking watch it. And if you do, it's only a spoiler for like up to season 2 or something. The graph is literally a pyramid. Oh my god, guys. Wait, do you guys think this could be a pyramid scheme? I've seen this shape before. You're actually right. I don't know, it doesn't count as a pyramid scheme, I don't think, by the technical definition, because it doesn't seem like the people buying into it are contributing any money, which is how a pyramid scheme works. It doesn't seem like the whole point of a pyramid scheme is that like everybody buying into it pays a bit of money and that's how they actually make their profit. It's just, this whole thing is just, I don't know. Nexus will concentrate on establishing a foundation in streaming and building fan communities on simple streaming platforms like Anilive. Starting on YouTube or Twitch can be overwhelming and complex for beginners. Hence our emphasis on Anilive to construct a solid base. It's actually the opposite. YouTube and Twitch, you have video guides, you have people to emulate, you can reach out to other content creators and be like, hey, this isn't working, can you give me a hand here? There are numerous resources like bots and third-party tools that can help you do the shit you want. It's actually much, much easier to work on Twitch or YouTube. If you're in a proprietary platform, you have to deal with all of that shit with like no support structure. I didn't even think of that, but that's wild. The number of times I've had YouTube fucking like dip on me, or like a bot not work, or chat not work, or like donation alerts not work, and I've had to reach out to another VTuber and be like, hey, can you give me a hand here? I'm struggling. Or look for like a YouTube tutorial on it is wild. if you're on a basically completely new platform, you don't have anywhere to go for that support other than the agency. And if the agency is apparently just going to be focusing on the successful ones, I don't know, man. I respect the honesty. I respect the honesty of being out the gate. At least they weren't scummy about it. They were like, yeah, no, we're dog shit. Sorry. You covered the fact that they're debuting a new app in a beta that's iPhone exclusive. Yeah, that's what we've been dogging on for a while. That's the fundamental problem with the thing. Is that it's based on this false pretense that people will jump to a new platform. Which I just don't think they will. I've seen it. Look, maybe in like a month or two I will be proven wrong, and this will be like the next big streaming platform, and people will come back to this video and be like, "Ha, you dumb motherfucker, you thought." I don't think that's the case. I've seen it happen, I think like 3 times in the VTubing community alone, probably like 6-7 times in streaming as a whole, of new platform, gets pushed, people really try and make it a thing, a few people jump across to it, and then it fucking collapses because it just doesn't have the money, the backing, the technical know-how behind it to really make it work. And I don't think this is going to be the exception. I genuinely don't. Especially if it's only on iOS. And I think as long as Nexus's success is tied into this new streaming platform, it's just doomed for failure. Because I don't think the streaming platform is going to take off. But hey, if I'm wrong, and if in like 2 months it turns out that they're the new fucking vshojo, then I don't know, I'll graduate. I'll delete my channel. I'd give a high level commitment, tours over 20 days or more. As talents progress through our curriculum, we'll guide them towards diversifying their revenue streams and expanding their presence across multiple platforms, ensuring they receive support as their careers develop. Talent support needs have obviously established foundation. This going from marketing to merchandising, even tax handling. When talents reach this phase, we as 4Creators envision setting up a distinct agency tailored to meet these advanced needs. So, I guess what I said earlier was true. They're essentially just using the initial bulk of talents as cannon fodder to find the really successful ones and then using them to establish a more typical agency. They've literally taken VTA's Any Colors VTA, but they don't have Nijisanji. they are Any Colors VTA without the Niji to graduate into. Which is like the only reason anyone would sign up for VTA, is that eventually you can move into Niji. You're essentially promising the same thing, except there's no Niji to move into. This whole thing leaves a sour taste in my mouth, man. It's set off a false premise. It comes across as being written by a guy who's very arrogant and doesn't actually know too much about what he's talking about, but believes he knows a fuck ton. That, along with the tweets as well that we looked at, the whole basic people can't understand. We're so revolutionary, and we're basically we're aiming to make a successful agency a generic one. But we don't want to actually we don't want to take a risk on 5 talents. So we're going to get 100 until we can find the really successful ones, and then just use them, and everyone else can go fuck themselves. Dominating new platforms. Anilife is set to become the next. It's really not, though. It's really not. Don't call it a V community. That's not a term. Nobody calls it the V community. You can't stop trying to make fetch a thing. You can't just pioneer new words like that. You're not him. You can't do that.
Penumbra, fuck you.
The top 5 graduate into.
No, not the Whackter graduation. Naughty boys and girls get banished to the Whackter realm. I don't know. If they haven't heard of VTA, this is a wild coincidence that they called it the same and basically have the exact same business model. Like, that's a wild coincidence. I feel like they must know. New Academy style talent agency designed for those with high motivation and dreams are serious about achieving, requires a proactive mindset to fully realize. Here's the thing, right? Ultimately, here's the thing. I think anybody who could succeed in this kind of agency could also just succeed as an indie. And they would do it completely on their own without all of this shit bogging them down, and the the competition and the weird toxic mentality, and having to sign a contract and be beneath a CEO. If you have what it takes to succeed in this sort of environment, you 100% could have succeeded as an indie. Which to me indicates that the other people that joined that couldn't succeed, they're the ones that need the help more, and you're not giving it to them. So what the fuck is the point of your agency? You genuinely think they don't know about VTA? That'd be wild. To have the same business model as VTA and to ask what is Virtual Talent Academy, because I feel like if you just Google this, Niji's VTA would pop up. Wait, hang on, not the quotation marks. Like, okay, is this actual VTA? Like, it's the top result. If you just Google the term Virtual Talent Academia, the top result is Any Colors VTA. Which would imply that they wrote this entire article without once actually Googling the question in the article was named after, which is kind of hilarious. I don't know, man. I feel bad for the talents. I feel like people have probably been suckered into this, and I feel like if anybody's considering joining this agency, my genuine advice would be, if you think you can succeed in this sort of environment, you 100% have what it takes to succeed as an indie. Nothing that they're offering here, I think, is unique. They don't have the resources yet. They don't have the credibility. They don't have the infrastructure set up. They don't even have the fucking streaming platform they're claiming is going to be the next big thing. They have nothing to offer you yet. Absolutely jack shit. There is nothing of substance here. There's promises, there's theories, there's graphs that don't make sense, there's My Hero references. There's absolutely nothing backing up their claims. They have no evidence, no proof, no nothing. Signing up at this point is not... Don't. There's nothing, they have nothing to offer you. If you think you could succeed here, wait. And maybe if in a year they're still in a similar spot and they've actually proven themselves, then maybe go for it. Don't do it now. You'd be much, much better off just fucking working on your indie status. Because even if you join right now, you're not going to stand out. Like, we saw that original tweet. There's 27 people here. I'm not going to remember a single name. Except Noah. I'll remember Noah just because it's one name. But, like, you're not going to stand out among this many people. You would stand out just as much just doing indie shit. You might get some initial coverage from the drama that's kind of going on around it, and as more and more people talk about it. But I don't know. It seems like signing up for the worst part of a VTuber agency. It seems like signing up specifically for the drama and the competition and the favoritism and getting very few of the benefits, because right now they don't have any of the benefits. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Like, if it turns out that they can fulfill their promises, if it turns out that they're right and that somehow, you know, Hololive is the next big fucking wave of whatever, and this does really well, then hey, whatever, I'll eat my shoes. And honestly, that would probably be best for everybody, because it would mean that these people actually would succeed and they'd do well, and that's what you want to see. But genuinely, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I genuinely don't. I think you're probably signing up for a very toxic environment that is probably going to hinder you and kill your motivation to being a VTuber. Just be an indie, man. Just keep on that grind set. This is not the play.
Honestly, it almost feels like the app stuff was to generate interest / stand out from other groups, especially as at least some of the talents will be streaming on other platforms.
What you think is like you don't make an entire streaming app as a publicity stunt. It's a lot of effort. Thank you for the super chat, Thorin. I mean, maybe to stand out, but maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe they'll pivot in like a month after they've generated all this interest off of the Hololive thing. They'll pivot back to being just a normal YouTube Twitch thing. But at that point, you now just have 27 VTubers in a new agency on YouTube and Twitch competing with all the other agencies, and you've fallen back into the original problem. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe they'll get lucky and they'll get like some absolutely stellar standout talents and they'll carry them. Possible. You never know who's signed up for this agency. They could have like the most talented fucking individuals in this group of 27 and they will just absolutely take the world by fucking storm. But unless they have like the next Iron Mouse in here, I don't see it happening. Genuinely. Is that it? What did I write in my notepad? So I got carried away just reading that article and I forgot about all the shit I wrote. Oh yeah, there was the other... Yeah, there was a... there was another article on the website that was like talking about how they encourage talents to go to other platforms to try and generate an audience there, like on Twitter and shit, which is absurd. Like, you went through all this discussion about how Hololive is the biggest platform, but then you admit that you need other platforms to feed into your platform, which, again, you go through the loss thing of, like, the moment you try and get people to click a link anywhere, you'll lose, like, a solid majority of them. I don't know if they say they require streaming for... It says 2 hours for 20 days, which isn't very specific. It's 40 hours, but, like, 40 hours over a month? Like... maybe? I don't know. But I don't know if it said exclusively on Hololive. Stream anytime, anywhere. You can already do that, though. 2 hours every 5 days a week on the app. Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. 2 hours a week, 2 hours every day, 5 days a week. That's gonna burn you out. You're gonna get burnout. Some streamers can do that. There are some streamers out there, like I know Katie, every time I tune into Katie's stream, she's been streaming for like 8 hours straight. She's fucking insane. But even like she takes break days and whatnot to work on other shit. If every single day, I know it's only 2 hours, but man, I feel like that would... It's 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day for 20 days. I assume it means 20 days a month, which would make sense, because 4 weeks in a month, roughly 5 days a week, 20 days. I guess you get the weekends off. You're also a fucking lunatic. True. I stream 2 hours a week, if that. I don't know, man. I think knowing that you have to hit a quota would fuck with my mental. It might just be a me thing, but I couldn't do that. That would fuck with my... Knowing that I have to stream every day. If I know I have to stream in a day, it kind of ruins my plans for the rest of the day, because I'm like, I've got to stream in like 5 hours. I've got to get ready for that. Because, I mean, in terms of a work amount, I know it's probably... I actually was thinking about this earlier today, and I was like, damn, it's actually kind of wild. I actually basically do a full school day every single time I make a short, which is weird. It's such a zoomer take. I'm sorry. It might be because I do the news streams, but like, because it takes me roughly about 4 or 5 hours to do the short, to make the short, and then I normally stream for like 2 hours. So it's like a 6-7 hour period every time I do a stream. So it's like a full school day. It's kind of weird. Haven X, we had a 12-hour a week quota, I think. I don't remember. It's been a while. I don't know. 12 hours a week. That's a fair bit, especially for a startup agency that has no guarantees yet. But I would prefer 12 hours a week than 2 hours a day, which like is, I know that's kind of mental, but like I would rather do 7 hours a day, once a week. Omijimo, she's really putting in the work. I know. Don't give me a medal. Don't applaud too hard. But I don't know, man. I'd rather stream like I'd rather have 2 days where I stream like 6 hours and actually get a decent like gaming stream in, as opposed to 2 hours a day for 5 days straight. Would annoy the fuck out of me. Because I feel like, I know it's just a me thing, but for me, those 5 days would be like, I'd be constantly... It's like, you know when you have to go out somewhere, where you have like an appointment during the day, and it kind of just fucks the entire day, because you're like, fuck, I've got an appointment in an hour. It'd be like that, but it'd be every day. It would fuck with me. I'd rather do like 2 5-hour streams than 5 2-hour streams. I don't know. I don't think... I honestly don't think that this is necessarily entirely bad. I think there's some interesting principles in here. And I think there's a lot of shit in here that a lot of agencies could stand. Like, a lot of agencies that fail and fuck up do so because they don't have the mentality of, hey, we need to support our talents and teach them shit and actually improve them as content creators. So by that metric, there's actually some interesting ideas here, but I just don't... there's so many L takes and so many... I mean, hiring Lopi for this... I mean, come on, man. It was never going to go well. And then the CEO, it's never a good look when the CEO acts like a crypto bro. Like, the CEO acting like this and basically personally calling people out and like... Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot this. This was it. This is what I was thinking of. Because somebody was like, I can't help but feel like you're setting the talents up for failure with this. Having 27 debuts at pretty much the same time is actually insane. This is going to turn into a battle royale of talents having to fight against each other for viewership. You're competing with yourself. It's a very valid take. Like, it's a valid response. And the criticism was, you have no followers. L plus no followers, so your opinion doesn't count. And then immediately he's like, please allow me to apologize for what I said here. What we're trying is different from other agencies. Our goal is and always will be to help our talents. Oh no, not the chat GPT message. 40 hours a week is wow to me. It'd kill me. 27 person collabs every day. Get it over with. That would be the ultimate like cuck to this whole business model. Is you do 5 2-hour streams a day, but they're all 27 people collabs. Everybody is knocking out all of their hours at once and then checking out for the day. It's just... Battle Royale environment you're rumored to be doing if Vtuber will drastically discourage future applicants and bring bad PR, which is another disadvantage to your model. I can start with a reasonable event. Thank you for your amazing plan. Good luck with your business. Oh no. What's your business plan? You never know. Not the, oh, you can't have an opinion unless you are also doing business. God. So I'm just scrolling through. This is kind of wild. Okay, well. I don't know, man. Anytime you have a CEO acting like that, it never is a good indication for the mentality of the agency as a whole. I feel like if you have someone like that at the helm, you're always going to struggle. But we'll see. It would be really funny if I ate my words entirely. I mean, it'd be really embarrassing, and I'd probably have to delete my channel, but it'd also be kind of funny. Can you imagine if in like a month, they actually have somehow fucking succeeded, and they have like a massive streaming platform, and they have like 10,000 average viewers or some shit? And I have to actually like fill out the fucking checkered background ukulele Nijisanji apology video. I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm like 99.9% sure. But the 0.1%, I can't tell if it'd be funny if it happened or if I'd have to delete my channel. It'd be really funny. It'd be really I don't think it's possible, but it'd be really can you imagine? I mean, I think I'd immediately assume bot accounts, but you know, like, I'd finally get to unironically make an apology video, which I kind of think I'd be good at. I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be kind of incredible. So you know what? Yeah, I'm Team Nexus. You go, Hunger Games. It would be Jover. I'd actually have to just delete my channel because no opinion I ever have from that point on would be valid. Because everybody would always be like, remember that time you thought these people would fail and they turned out to actually dominate the entire fucking VTubing scene? Yeah, no, fuck you. So I think I'd have to immediately discount every opinion I've ever had and just... I'd stop being a news tuber. That's what'll happen. If this if this agency succeeds, I will stop being a YouTuber, and I will just become a normal streamer. There you go. No more shorts, no more news streams. I'll play Minecraft like every other fucking VTuber. Yeah, I'll just talk about science. I'll pass the torch. I don't really have the torch. False has the torch. Has False made a video about them yet? What was False's take? I'm actually curious, because I would trust False's opinion over my own. False knows the VTuber scene much better than I do. He's been here a lot longer, and he's smarter than I am. So I'm actually curious what his take on it is, if he's had one yet. He hasn't seemed to put it in a video in a few days. I will be interesting to see what his take is on it, because I know some people like love or hate False, like take it or leave it, especially with the Niji shit that's been going on recently. But genuinely, False has probably one of the biggest like brains for VTuber content in the scene. Dude has been around for so long covering news. I genuinely think he might have one of the best like. Let me put it this way: if I could pick one person in the VTubing scene to like advise on an agency, I would probably pick False. I think that the man has the pulse of the VTubing scene to unlock. If you don't like his content, if you don't like him, I mean, like, whatever. Like, I'm not trying to sway you guys. I like False. False has been really cool every time we talk. But in terms of pure knowledge and like understanding of the scene, I think False might have that shit down. If I was ever starting an agency, I would recruit him immediately. Well, he probably wouldn't do it, but I would try. We spent a lot talking about that. It was just a very entertaining thing to read through. The PTA. Not the Penumbral Talent Academy. I'm the only student. It's just me. I'm teaching myself. I guess. Okay, hang on. I haven't even shown you guys the new Idol people. Idol ES is coming out next week. Where's my timestamp? The VOD bros are gonna have to skip like an hour and a half through. Let's just say cool stuff. Idol ES, yeah. So I knew Idol ES was gonna have a I knew they were gonna have a bunny, a pink bunny, because like I saw the advert, I saw the silhouettes, but yeah, no. Where the fuck? I swear I bookmarked it. Where the fuck is my bookmark? Ugh. Hang on. God damn it, Elon. I can't speak Italian. Why did I say Italian? I saw Mi Muero and I thought that was Italian instead of Spanish. You know what? I just immediately burned any chance I have of being on Idol ES's good side. It's so sad. I don't know, I probably can't show the actual video, it'll probably get me DMCA'd, but Meika getting recruited was a fucking jump scare. I did see the bunny. I saw Meika, which is wild. Meika, if you don't know, Meika used to be in fucking Whackter. And then went indie, and now is getting recruited. I think she's getting recruited as Meika, it looks like. Yeah, because she's got Idol ES in her. So, like, she's keeping her whole branding and shit, which is cool. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's Idol, so all the fucking models and shit look great. And but yes, we have a fucking pink bunny. Thankfully, we don't speak the same language, so the chances of me getting dunked on Twitter is very slim. Shut up, Buffy. Another. What is it with pink and rabbits and just why? Why always? Loopy, I'm afraid you're gonna have to graduate. We're reaching maximum pink bunny capacity. I don't speak Spanish, so the chances of us beefing on Twitter.com slim. She speaks English, but I don't know why she would ever choose to interact with me specifically. I'm kind of the worst. I imagine everybody else interacts with me because I speak the only language they do know. But if you could dodge me by speaking a different language, I feel like you would. Now let me just at her really quick. I actually got so many fucking when this dropped, like, I got atted in the replies. I don't want to open my notifications to show you because there might be some weird shit in there, but like, I got like at least I immediately like 4 ads in. Hang on, let me open my notifications on. I don't want you guys seeing what I don't want you guys seeing what I'm getting notified for. My notifications are cringe. You don't deserve to see them. But yeah, the moment that dropped was, yeah. I mean, I appreciate it. It's good to get notified every time some new soldier joins the fight and have to fucking prepare. Happened with Globey as well. When Globey debuted a rabbit, I immediately... Actually, that was my first interaction with Rhubarb, was she literally tweeted out, who the fuck is Penumbra? Well, I don't think she swore, but she was like, who the fuck is Penumbra? Why do people keep atting him in the replies to my tweets? And it was funny. Are you winning though? Your niche is being replaced, Lopi. Now what are you going to do? You're no longer going to be the pink uwu rabbit girl. There are going to be other ones. You'll no longer just get compared to Pippa. You'll get compared to 15 other VTubers. She's going to stay... Well, Lopi's always staying V-tweeting. You love Ramal. Oh, did you guys see the trailer for the Idol Showdown update? It's like a year anniversary of Idol Showdown. Apparently they're getting an update. I don't play Idol Showdown because I'm terrible at fighting games. I feel like I got cucked out of a lot of like interactions because every fucking VTuber on Twitter I know is like, oh my god, Tekken? Oh my god, you guys play Tekken? I don't play Tekken. I don't like fighting games. I'm dog shit at them and I don't like being bad at things. We're literally talking about the Pink Uwu Rabbit in Idol AS, yeah, the new one. Babe, wake up, new rabbit just dropped. Narissa's new song. You heard Narissa's new song, right? Narissa's new song gives me such fucking Persona vibes. It's so good. I don't like being bad at things. I don't mind admitting I'm bad at things as long as I'm not forced to do them. Narissa's new song was great. It was a Persona bop. He's Persona maxing. I can't play it, but you know, you should go listen to it. I would say my name. We should maybe think of the Beetlejuice song. It's from Play. Bro, the animation was what shook me as well when I first watched it. Because Nerissa might be my favorite, if not one of my favorite, like just vocals in Hololive. I think she's got one of the most impressive voices, like singing voices. But that animation shook me. I was like, dang, this is... Because normally what they do is they'll have like one picture or 2 pictures and they'll do like some cool animation effects on it. But that was like, it was like a full fucking, like it was a full animated thing. It's pretty wild. Yeah, when is Bro Rissa gonna drop and talk to us about ballistas? That's what I need in my life. I mean, we got Mama Rissa for 600k, right? So we might get Bro Rissa at like 1 million. Bro Rissa joins Hollow Stars. Okay. Oh yeah, hang on. I'm just going down my like cool shit news, and then we can get into the Niji concert, which is the other like big fucking thing. I talked about. I talked about the Dreamhack Hololive thing. How long am I streaming today? I tend to stream for as long as it takes. Normally it's around 2 hours, but it may be longer today because we spent like an hour and a half dunking on fucking the I wanted to say Nexus, but then something in my brain tells me it's spelled weird. It is Nexus, but it's spelled with an A, and that keeps tripping me up. Ooh, is that Great Fairy Fountain? I fucking love Great Fairy Fountain. Great Fairy Fountain is my favorite Zelda track. I will not be taking any complaints at this time. I did talk about Hololive's Dreamhack, right? I think it came up earlier. It was really good. Again, I can't show you it, but it was fucking stellar. It might come up again when we talk about the Niji concert because people were comparing it, but yeah, it was fucking stellar. I mean, Hololive concerts always are. I just like the theme of Great Fairy Fountain. I like pretty much every Great Fairy Fountain version. I mean, the one from Breath of the Wild is good, obviously. I actually like the one from Twilight Princess the most, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I think Twilight Princess's Great Fairy Fountain is best, but just that theme in general, I just like it. I like the melody. Oh yeah, there was. Please tell me I bookmarked this, or I'm not gonna have any fucking clue where to find it. No, I don't want to open lists. I want to open bookmarks. You dumb website. Okay, where? I didn't bookmark it. God fucking damn it. It was the pros and cons karaoke thing from I think this is it. Yeah. Maria from V4 Mirai has pros and cons karaoke relay featuring 24 VTuber guests from various upcoming cons. So that's next week. But I saw the announcement, and this is kind of fucking stacked. There's a lot of peeps in here. Ben Benbows, my beloved. But yeah, you got a lot of people in here. A lot of different. You got Mint, you got Idol, you got FaZe, you got V-Dury, you got there's a lot. I don't know. It'll be cool. Again, we'll cover that next week when it actually happens. But I saw the fucking the graphic for it, and I was like, dang, it's a fucking stacked ass list. Girls with eyes covered, bro. You're so fucking right. The doctor, this chick, her design, stellar, incredible, amazing job. Scientist VTubers, my beloved. When the new gen dropped, I was immediately like, yeah, sold. I'll take your entire stock. I love a woman that will construct arsenic in a laboratory and then throw it into my house. Her first stream was wild as well, if I remember correctly. I don't think she even showed like her I can't even remember. Did she even show her model? I know it was like a hand cam stream. She like cut up a fucking like wait, was it hand cam or was it a video game? It was one of the two. It was like her fucking dissecting a teddy bear or something. It was wild. I remember hopping in and thinking I was in like a fever dream. It was a hand cam, right? Because that's why I was kind of shook. Because I was like, doing a hand cam stream is like your... It was. Yeah, it was... Doing a hand cam stream is like your first ever... Your debut stream is incredible. Well, no, but it was not a normal dissection. It was definitely... Oh, she did both. That's why I was confused. She did hand cam and then did play the game. Okay. Yeah, that shit. Very memorable debut. I'm eating a single piece of chicken because I'm quirky. Okay. Let's see. We did that. I did that. I mentioned it in the short, but Maid got her silver play button, which of course every time an ex-Niji member gets her silver play button, there's going to be a fucking thread made about it. Like, you could just ask, and I can't tell if I like it or not. Because on one hand, it feels kind of weird to use it as ammunition, but it's also kind of funny. Because every time an ex-Niji member gets the silver play button, they're like, "Oh man, I always wanted one," and it's like, "Oh, that's kind of sad." You know how we quote-unquote stormed Area 51 a few years back? Do you reckon we could storm Nijisanji headquarters and steal all the play buttons? In Minecraft, I'm not actually inciting a crime, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Just frisbee them out the window. Do you reckon they keep the play buttons of graduated VTubers? Like, or do you think they... What do you think they do with them? Do they move them? Do they put them in a different place? Is there like a secret back room at Niji HQ that's just full of all the play buttons of their deceased VTubers? That's kind of sad. It's just this is in like a cardboard box in the CEO's office. Likes to take them out and fucking laugh maniacally about it. Let's see. Oh, the fucking phase off-kai shit was wild as well. You see this? Fucking... Okay, so if you're not familiar with conventions, a lot of time artists go to conventions and sell like art and merch and whatnot, right? And generally, in a convention, there's like a fee that you need to pay in order to obtain a booth or a table to sell your shit from. There's a fee for it. And off-kai, FaZe just decided to be like, yeah, nah, we got you, fam, and just fund all of it. Bro, I had to re-record the end of the short because I mispronounced. I think I called him. His name is Sakana, but I think I called him Sakana. I don't know if I've just been watching too much Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I had Sukuna on the brain. I was like Sakana. But yeah, he's him. It's kind of based of him, honestly. Oh yeah, we had more IDF funding, which was the Immunodeficiency Foundation, not the Israeli Defense Force. Every time I have a short that's going to come up, even if I put the tweet in the short of like them saying what they're raising money for, I still got about 15 comments that are like, yo, they're raising money for the IDF? That's wild. It's like, it was funny at first, and now it's just sad. The kind of dick. Don't tell me how to live my life. Maybe I will. You don't have that power. You're not allowed to talk to males. You're a VTuber. Me? I've had my rib removed. Bro, didn't Crony have her rib removed a few weeks ago? I remember seeing so many fucking memes. Sakana is actually Sukuna undercover. He doesn't rip his clothes off enough. He doesn't, like... Sukuna, at the slightest provocation, will rip his clothes off and, like, throw his arms out because the man just loves being naked. Let's see, what else is here? I think we just have the Niji concert. Pretty much. We might be done before the 2 hours is up. We might be still on schedule. So, the Niji thing. Well, this was certainly a moment. Now, Niji had a concert at a thing called Virtual Rhapsody. It was a concert and a meet and greet with certain Niji VTubers. And it was... So... The whole thing kind of kicked off from one guy's tweets, right? There was one guy who was there who tweeted about basically the concert being empty. And it wasn't really fair because it was before the concert started, and from more recent tweets though, I found videos of like the guy show, and it was definitely a bit more packed. I couldn't find many videos of the girls, but purely based on the number of people I saw lining up for the fucking meet and greets, I imagine there was more there than what was shown. It was just that he was there before it started. Also, I know Kyo featured him in his videos, but the guy whose tweets that were used is like, oh my god, it's empty. He's kind of the worst. I went on his Twitter. Not only does he spend like 90% of his time just dunking on Niji for some reason, he's also like a massive transphobe and very like icky. No, it wasn't Rev. It was another guy. He's a weird name. But it was like one of his like most recent tweets was talking about, like, I saw someone accuse him of like generating AI art of a trans flag being burned, which I didn't see, so I can't validate. But I went on there and there was definitely a lot of tweets about it was trigger point, I think. But now his @ is different. His @ is like Grix or something like that. But no, he's one of those people, I went onto his account and it just made me feel icky. You ever get that vibe from someone where you're just like, you give off the vibe of like someone I would not want to talk to in real life. I don't know. He's either, all his tweets are either like talking about Face Connect or dunking on Niji, or talking about the recent horny game and how like female sexuality and shit. It's just, I don't know. It's a kind of a V-tweeter moment. He's a well-known shitposter and hate baiter. Motherfucker's always on my front page on Twitter. I don't know if you can call Liam like a genuine, like, ugh. I'm not showing these tweets, but I'm just, I mean, you can go to his fucking account. You'll get the vibe. Trust me, it's very apparent. Where the fuck is this? I remember I was scrolling through and I saw him. He was quote tweeting someone who, he was quote tweeting somebody who like disagreed with him, and he went to their page and had like the guy's bio had like he, him, or his pronouns or something, and he was like opinion discarded, and I was like, oh, okay, well. But yeah, so I don't know about using him as a source for fucking anything. Kind of strikes me as a bit of a cunt. This dude tweets so fucking much. Whatever. But I remember seeing him before as well. I think when the news first dropped, or when the thing about the concept first dropped, I looked at his account as well, and there was another thing about trans people. So like, it's a bit of a pattern, and I was like, eh. Did not vibe with him. Don't feel comfortable using him as a source of information, really. He's a little bit biased. Just a touch. It's a tiny amount, a little bit biased. Let me pull up some tweets though. So, it doesn't mean it was necessarily wrong though. And the big thing that people were talking about, so let me see if I can find a video to show you. Okay, so like, because he tweeted saying that it was like empty and all the chairs were empty, but then you can go here, you can find a video, and like, it does look like the front rows are all full. I'm not saying the venue was full or that it was sold out, but there's definitely like, it's not empty. Like, there's 2 rows of people here we can't see behind. So he was definitely there just like before the show started, and was like slinging shit before they even started singing. However, the criticism wasn't wrong in that it was a karaoke session. They were using their 2D models. You can actually see, I think, on Millie's model at some point, you could see her using her mouse to like move it. Is kind of similar to the Da Capo thing from a while back, which I don't think is necessarily wrong. I think these kind of things can be fun as like an event to go to if you're at a convention and you're like, oh, Nijisanji's having like a karaoke stream. However, let me just show you the kind of fucking prices we're working with here, because so if we go to the Nijisanji EN, the virtual Rhapsody thing, you can go to event ticket purchase. And you wait for the buffer. And this is Singapore dollars, which is I think slightly more than US dollars. So like, I think it's probably like 30 odd bucks, but 30 odd bucks for the online. So first of all, the guys and the girls were completely split up into 2 different acts. You needed 2 tickets to view the act. One, so it was a double ticket, which isn't necessarily bad if you only want to see one or the other. Like, it's not a terrible idea in terms of like, chances are the fans of the male branch and fans of the female branch are probably a bit separated, so you know, it stops people getting seats when other people want them. But the pricing was, to put it bluntly, fucking extortionate. For a premium ticket, it'd be like $130 fucking dollars for the basically a 2D karaoke session. Even for the non-premium version, it was about, I think, about $110. And that's only for the one karaoke, for the male or the female one. If you want to see both, if you wanted to see the full thing, if you wanted to see both the male and female branch, like gens singing, it would cost you about $260, which is Well, no, see, because the tweet, I think I showed it. I just showed the tweet, but the tweet that was being tossed around is like, oh my god, it's so empty, was one of like, there was nobody in the seats. There was like 3 people in the seats total. And based on the fact that at later videos you can see that at least the front 2 rows are completely full, implies to me that he was there well before the fucking thing started, and that it was just a misleading tweet. Because it did seem like you can watch the Luxy, not the Luxy ones, you can watch the male ones, and you can see later videos. There's definitely people there. You can hear it. Original tweet comes from banned VTuber memes. The original tweet came from the guy Trigger Point I was talking about earlier. He was, because he took more videos to prove it, but the videos are also from before the event started. So, but yeah, no. So the pricing is extortionate. The big comparison was the Dreamhack, the Hololive Dreamhack concert. So let me see if I can pull that up as well. I don't know if you obviously can't still buy tickets, but okay, yeah, they're sold out. But yeah, they're sold out. I don't know if you can actually view the cost. I mean, let's just make sure this doesn't like autofill my fucking credit card details or something. I don't actually know how much does anyone have off the top of your head what the cost was for the Hololive Dreamhack tickets? I think it was like $50, I want to say. Low P on screen, I'm so sorry. But it has a free section on YouTube. It was let me see. Yeah, it was like 20 something US for the stream. I don't know what it was. I think it might have been about a similar price as the Niji thing, but if you look at the Niji, if you look at the Hololive concert compared to the Niji one, it's not even like, and that's not Niji's fault necessarily, because like again, 2D concerts are a thing. I think they're fine. I don't think there's an issue with them, but charging the same for that Niji thing, probably double the Holo one if you wanted to watch both things, and then you compare it to the Holo one, which is like a full 3D concert live with like a sold out venue at Dreamhack. It's not comparable. 30 to 35 for the venue, 25 for the stream. Yeah, so it's cheaper for the Hololive one, and you get the full thing, and it's just markedly better. And a lot of people took issue with it. Now, me personally, if people want to spend their money that way, like, who am I? I'm not going to sit here and tell people how to spend their money and like, don't buy this, like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to spend like $60 to meet a VTuber, that's your prerogative. It's a bit wild to me personally, but I mean, you go off, King. You do as you please. And I do think there's definitely a bit of an anti-Niji sentiment of like, wow, Niji L, fuck Niji, hate Niji. There's definitely gone around a lot. Do I agree with the prices? No, the prices are fucking extortionate. Considering you're basically sitting in a metal chair in front of a screen watching a karaoke live stream. I don't think that's I don't think that's a fair price to charge. But the people paying it are paying their money, so like, what the fuck? I don't care. Really? It's an extortionate price, but if people are going to pay it for the fuck, people will throw that money to fucking VTubers through super chats as well. Like, and you don't see people doing it for that, you know? If somebody chucked $130 a VTuber for super chat, people are like, yo, base, Hakos super. But if you do it at a concert, it's I don't know. I understand people saying it's cringe to charge that much, and it's absolutely extortionate, but fuck, I don't. They didn't ask me to spend the money, and I wouldn't spend the money, so I don't really care. If I'm being honest, I don't get the actual outrage of people like, wow, Niji, how dare you? Misspelled Millie's name. Yeah, they gave her an extra L. I saw the memes about that. They made me giggle. They were a bit mean, but they made me laugh. Super chats are optional to get to watch regardless. Yeah, but you're still essentially throwing money away, right? Which is the same for the concert. You're basically saying, hey, yeah, I'll fucking pay money to support my favorite streamer. It's not a fair price, but fuck it. Like, again, you could just go and watch the stream, or watch our stream of a karaoke. I don't know. I just don't get the genuine anger. Like, fuck it, at the end of the day, it's adults making decisions with their adult earned money. People do stupid shit with money all the time. I don't get pissed off about it. But yeah, no, it's definitely a wild price. I sure hope, because you could only get one, I think you could only get one meet and greet ticket. Like, you could only go see one. I think it might have been upgraded to 2 later, but I'm pretty sure you could only get 1 to start with. And you could get both tickets to both the male and the female branch, like, concerts. So, like, total, you could probably spend like $300 odd dollars just going to that one virtual Rhapsody, which, yeah, that's wild. But, like, man, if you have that money to throw around, fuck, man, I'm not gonna tell you what I do with it. Anyway, but yeah, with that kind of price, I mean, people are like, oh my god, it's so empty. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, they're probably not going to sell out at that kind of price for that kind of product. So. I think it's like the expectation for Superjets, you don't really expect much in return, plus you can also Superjet less, but for the concert you can expect good quality. That's fair. I mean, this is basically the DeCapo situation from a while back, if it was accurate. Because if you guys remember, the DeCapo thing a while back was the guy doing a concert at a convention off screen, and it was basically free if you attended the convention. But people got it in their head that it cost like $100 or like $70 or something like that because there was a conversion currency or something. It's basically that, but unironically, it's kind of weird Oracle moment. But yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I'm kind of done on the whole Niji L situation. I feel like at this point you should just... I feel like people should make a decision at this point of like, are they going to keep supporting Niji or not? I feel like there's a lot of people that are just still here that are like just determined to dog on them relentlessly. And it's like, bro, you get out of the relationship. Come on now. But anyway, I'm tisming with my fucking pill box. Wait, no, that's what they used in the military. I think I'm still fucking suffering from the after effects of drinking in Dragon. My brain isn't working today. I was actually thinking that before stream. I was like, I don't actually know how coherent I'm going to be today. Bro, that's the excuse. Bro, okay. If anything comes back that I was wrong about this stream, if I ever get like, oh my god, Pen, you were so wrong. This take was so cringe. I'm just going to blame the alcohol I drank like 12 hours ago. I think that's fair, right? What would my blood alcohol content be? Let me see. How big are these soju bottles? 360 milliliters of soju. Let's do some calculations here, chat. How many standard drinks is in a 360 milliliter soju bottle? 4.83. Is that right? Yeah, is this real? What's the alcohol content in this thing? How the fuck do you calculate standard drinks? Where the fuck is the alcohol content? Hello? 12%. How the fuck do you calculate standard drinks based on alcohol content? Does anyone have the math? Sorry, I know this is off topic. We're finished with the news. If you want to, I don't know, like, if you want to dip, we can. I'm just curious now. I've never actually looked at soju in terms of standard drinks. Oh, there's a calculator. Okay. 360 mils at, what did I say? 12% alcohol. 360. 12%. 2.5. I think, if that's right. Is that right? 2.5 standard drinks? So man, that's like, yeah, I was 5 standard drinks in. And I think you can like take 1 standard drink for every couple hours. So like I was like 4 to 5 standard drinks. Loppy, you were drunker than I was. Although to be fair, you are tiny. You were tisming about fucking Vash. I wish the funny thing about getting drunk with Lope is that you get a lot of blackmail. The bad thing is that you're also drunk, so you forget the blackmail. So yeah, I'd have probably had a BAC of like 0.2 something. Because I'm like 120, 130 pounds. Pounds. What the fuck is a kilogram? Who should we raid today? Any suggestions, chat? Chat, is this real? Phase War's going on. Oh yeah. Bree is doing a work stream as well. Where the fuck is my... What's Bree working on? Turn off Dark Reader so I can actually read the fucking titles. You wanna read Bree? Nova is shower streaming. Wait, is she actually streaming in the shower? Or is it a bit? Huh? Excuse me? Can you do that on YouTube? I know Aswin took a shower on stream once for charity. Let's see. Holy shit, a lot of people are fucking live right now. Why are so many people live? There's never normally people live when I'm doing news. But today, fucking everyone is live. What the fuck is going... Okay, well, I know all the FaZe members are live because it's fucking FaZe. FaZe Wars. Rin's playing Undertale. Bree's working. Holy shit. Who do you want to raid? Rin? Bree? Rin, Bree, Rhubarb. Rhubarb isn't live. She's not popping up in my recommended thing, or I would, because it'd be funny. Lope never streams, chat. Let's raid Rin. She's playing Undertale. Undertale's funny. I think I've not seen Bree. I've not seen Rin play Undertale, but I think it'd be funny. Rin strikes me as a genocide run kind of person. Okay. I'm going to send you over to Rin, and I will catch you guys next time for more fun news, and definitely not... I mean, if you don't see me, it's probably because Nexus did really well and I have to delete my channel. So if you see my channel disappear, that's why. Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye.